Hello, beautiful people. I'm back in Crete and it's hot and I had a refreshing, beautiful time in Wales with my family. So I've been off posting and off internet for a while. So I just wanted to welcome myself back and you all here. I'm very excited to share a very interesting, let's say, therapy modality. It's basically called, you've probably heard of it, it's called parts work, but it's a very interesting concept, and especially with regards to chronic pain and mind-body symptoms. Because what's happening is, in fact, our body is trying to protect us with these symptoms to not allow something worse, perhaps worse, most likely worse, to show up. So, for example, like me, I had chronic pain for many, many years and almost 20 years cycles of chronic pain. And I realized that the emotional stuff that was coming up inside me would have rendered me completely useless and completely inept and incapable of existing, running my life or, showing up in my world. And I was a researcher in the institute. I was doing serious work. So being incapable was, protecting me basically from, being in chronic pain was, or having pain symptoms was protecting me from something much worse. So this is the idea that, our subconscious mind is actually our greatest friend rather than our biggest enemy. We can actually have both. You can have both, but it's very interesting how it works. That it does try and help and protect you from like a psychological, panic, constant panic, or, some people have these symptoms as well, obviously, chronic fatigue or unable to, function in reality in this world. So having this mentality is actually, or mindset towards your dis-ease or your symptoms is very, very helpful because it really can shift a lot inside of us, because we are actually helping to perpetuate this learned pain or neuroplastic pain, and by our mindset. So if we can have a mindset of, like staying focused on our health and staying away from the thoughts of, or negative thoughts about ill health, most of the majority of the time, then we're going to move towards that, manifestation, right? So it's very interesting. Parts work. So I lost track of thought. Parts work is an amazing modality. So it's basically about integrating the idea that we have psyches or split psyches, is quite traumatic for some people to even imagine. They imagine psychotic people or, schizophrenic people, but in fact we all have elements of that inside of us, in the sense that we have different personalities that we accept in ourselves, or aspects of our personality that we accept in ourselves. Like if we have, we're good at this and we're good at that, or we have other aspects of ourselves which are kept in the lower basement and are not allowed to be shown or expressed. And this is very much conditioned in our childhood as we were growing up, what is allowed and what is not allowed to be expressed. And so we have a lot of these what's sometimes called shadow elements of us, parts of us, that personalities, aspects of our personality that can really be suppressed and suppressed for decades. And so this parts work aspect is about integrating all of those, and as Rumi beautifully says, imagine your emotions are like a house, a guest house, so that your body's a guest house. So your emotions are coming in and you're welcoming all and every one of them. So the idea is that we're embracing all aspects of ourselves, even the most difficult, for example, like anger. And I have a personal story about anger. I was truly raging internally with all these chronic illness, chronic symptoms that I had. I had about 18 different chronic symptoms, from back pain to neck pain to chronic fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed with in 2013 during my PhD, and I was in, I had chronic finger problem. I thought I had rheumatoid arthritis. I had lots and lots of different things. I had problems in my in my womb. I had polycystic ovaries. I had various other, major problems with periods, things like that. So I had a lot of different symptoms. And what I wasn't realizing until I got to the point where I was like, okay, what's really going on here? They're changing location. I couldn't really identify any structural problems, even though I had structural problems as well, like discs. I had various different discs, what they call bulging discs and things like that. So just realizing that the anger, the suppressed anger. So I wasn't allowed to be angry, and most people aren't allowed to be angry. And as a child, and you're not actually given the opportunity to be angry. And if you are given the opportunity, then you're bad. You're a bad person. And so my anger part was suppressed. So this is about the part of me that is angry, and actually parts work is to do with inner child work as well. So majority of the parts work are kind of the inner child parts that have been pushed down, that we were not allowed to express as children. So it does go back to childhood for sure. But as soon as you kind of understand that you've got a part that is like not being expressed, then you can actually find you can start to liberate this part. And as I've discussed in my other videos, if you liberate this energy that's trapped inside of us, the anger energy, anger emotion is energy in motion. So you cannot, you can stop it, but at your own peril. By stopping the emotion, you're actually stopping the flow of energy. And this is not only, anger obviously is not it's classified as a negative emotion, but it stops the vital energies moving through us, and then they get stuck and blocked, and they create various other they create problems and symptoms. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to actually really look into what is it that's causing this symptom, by starting to look at your suppressing. What are you suppressing? And maybe even the anger that I was suppressing started to explode or come out. Let's say I was during my it was during a very difficult period where I just left research and development, and I had become a sustainable farmer, and moved away from my from my area into my partner's area, the village that he was living in, and became a mother. So it was a lot of transformation for me, and it was a very difficult time, and I wasn't able to express, and so it all was coming out like a big bleh. And I knew there was a reaction, there was a correlation between my chronic pain symptoms and chronic symptoms and this suppression of anger. So it was a very big scary moment, very scary time, when I was trying to express myself, and at the same time with all the hormonal fluxes of being post-pregnancy and post-birth. So it was very difficult, actually. But it was so liberating. And the time of, I have some videos that show how to feel a feeling without overwhelm. And this is how the art of expressing the emotion is just kind of like by validating it. So by just saying, I am feeling X, Y, and Z, at a certain number out of 10, so 5 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, you know. So this gives your, and this is about owning also that frustration and anger. Anyway, now I've gone on to another rant. So parts work is a very interesting idea and concept and modality for use in mind-body symptom and syndrome healing. Okay, so this is one of the parts. This is one of my the aspects of the program that I work on, which is bringing integration in physical, mental, and emotional integration, so that we can actually get a sense of homecoming. And this getting to the root of it by expressing the emotions that are trapped in our bodies are then liberated, and we get a sense that we can actually, that we're safe. So chronic pain or chronic symptoms of mind body are a shout, a scream for help, and they are bringing awareness to your body, which forcing you to be aware of that part of you. And so it's a perfect opportunity, and seeing it as a perfect opportunity also helps. So seeing it rather than excuse my French, you know, fucking annoyance or nuisance, we're actually, you know, liberating ourselves and saying, right, this is a gift. What can I get from this? What is being told? What is my body trying to tell me? So we go deep in this work with parts. It's a very interesting concept of how to integrate this into mind-body medicine. So if you're interested, you know, just send me a link, send me a message or something that you're interested in. I'll send you a link of how I incorporate this into my work. And if you're interested, jump on a call with me, because I actually do a very interesting parts work process during the empowerment call. So sorry for my sweaty looking face. I'm here and showing up, and I love you guys, and I really hope that helps. I will get back into making videos and showing myself a little bit more online again. And I'm really, you know, keen to spread the news and the awareness that mind-body symptoms and mind-body syndrome is one of the biggest problems that we face in the Western world. It's, you know, from 50 to 80% of most people have some kind of mind-body symptom showing up in their lives, and if not long term. So, you know, let's just bring awareness about it, because it's really, really interesting work. So I love you loads. Take care and see you soon. Bye.